Welcome friends. Let us discuss a very small question here. All are connected with the deep cerebellar nucleus except in the cerebellum. Cerebellum has multiple parts. These are all the parts of the cerebellum. So they are all connected with the deep cerebellar nucleus except. Okay. So if you see it carefully, then this is the cerebellum. If you see the cerebellum, then this is vermis and these are the two large cerebellar hemispheres, and this is the flocculonodular lobe. Okay, central portion, this is vermis. So if you see the cerebellum, it is like that. In the center we have vermis, and on the two sides of that we have the cerebellar hemispheres, and here we have the third. This is known as flocculonodular lobe. Okay. Now cerebellum is divided as the vermis along with the medial part of the cerebellar hemisphere, this portion. Vermis along with the medial part of the cerebellar hemisphere. This portion is known as, what is this known as? This is known as spinocerebellum. Spinocerebellum. The lateral part, this portion and this portion, this and this of the cerebellar hemisphere, this is known as cerebrocerebellum. This one. Okay, this plus this and also this. And this flocculonodular lobe, this is known as vestibulocerebellum. This is for balancing. So cerebellum is divided into three parts. This vermis along with the medial part of the cerebellar hemisphere. This is spinocerebellum. Lateral part of the cerebellar hemisphere, this plus this is known as cerebrocerebellum, and this is known as vestibulocerebellum. This is the physiological division. This is also known as archicerebellum. This is also known as paliocerebellum. This is also known as neocerebellum. So archicerebellum, this spinocerebellum is also known as paliocerebellum, and cerebrocerebellum is also known as neocerebellum. It's okay. Oldest part, medium, and this is the latest part. It's okay. Now cerebellum also has the deep nuclei, deep cerebellar nuclei. Okay, fastigial, interpositus. What are those? We have fastigial, okay, globosus, okay, fastigial, globosus, okay, emboliformis and dentate. These are the four deep cerebellar nuclei: fastigial, globosus, emboliformis, dentate. Globosus plus emboliformis, this is known as interpositus. So although anatomically we have four deep cerebellar nuclei, but physiologically we have only three deep cerebellar nuclei. They are fastigial, interpositus, and then we have the dentate. Anatomically four, physiologically three: fastigial, interpositus, dentate. Globosus and emboliformis, physiologically they are considered as one nucleus, interpositus. Now these three deep cerebellar nuclei, they have been distributed to them. So every part will have a nucleus, something like that. So just see, fastigial, this vermis, the corresponding deep nucleus for vermis is fastigial. Vermis, fastigial. Medial part of the cerebellar hemisphere, this portion, corresponding deep nucleus is interpositus. So basically for spinocerebellum, we have two deep nuclei, physiologically 2, anatomically 3. Okay. So these are for spinocerebellum. For cerebrocerebellum, we have the deep nucleus which is known as dentate. So this is for cerebrocerebellum. Okay, vermis is fastigial, this is interpositus. For spinocerebellum, 2. For this, we have dentate. And for vestibulocerebellum, which is actually the flocculonodular lobe of the cerebellum, there is no corresponding deep nucleus. It is without any deep nucleus. Vestibulocerebellum is actually flocculonodular lobe. It has no corresponding deep nucleus. Is okay? It is without any deep nucleus, without any assistant. They have their assistants, he has no assistant. It's okay. So I think now you can attempt the question. All are connected with the deep cerebellar nucleus except, okay, vermis, yes, fastigial is the deep nucleus for vermis. Medial part of the cerebellar hemisphere, okay, interpositus. Lateral part of the cerebellar hemisphere, dentate. Flocculonodular lobe, no deep nucleus. Okay, so this is fastigial, this is interpositus, this is dentate, and for flocculonodular lobe, there is no corresponding deep nucleus. Is okay? Thank you very much.